Hey guys, it's been about a week since I've last been on here, but first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. I know my last video semi blew up, so I just wanted to say I'm very appreciative of everyone, all the feedback and the positive comments. But for now, let's get into this Joseline's Cabaret recap. So majority of episode 7 is about Joseline prepping herself and the girls for the Miami dance. Everything seemed good until the girls went on the private jet, and then Miss Natural was really irritated and was kind of taking her anger out on Andrea. And I wish production would have shown the start of this scene, because you can already tell that Natural seemed like she was in the middle of an argument with Andrea. And she's telling her to grow up, stop being stupid, stop acting ditzy, and then Andrea breaks down and cries, and then Miss Natural just starts twerking. And I get that she's annoyed with her, but there's a certain way you can go about things if you want to give someone that true constructive criticism. And then Yummy decides to bring her bubble blowing machine on the private jet, and she's trying to lighten the mood, but Miss Natural is not feeling it because Joseline's trying to rest, and if Joseline's in a bad mood, everyone else is going to be in a bad mood too. And then Miss Natural runs over to Joseline, telling her that the girls are too loud, and Joseline's like, Natural, chill out, let's all get along and let's have a good time on this flight. I'm glad that Joseline shut Miss Natural down, because yes, she is one of the OGs of the Cabaret seasons, but at the same time, I feel like she's feeling herself a little bit too much now, and it's honestly coming off as arrogance. And the remainder of the girls who aren't in Miami are at the house, and they're having a cute little game night until they decide to play Two Truths and a Lie. And the game was going good until Wet confessed that she was messing with two men around the same time, got pregnant, and thinks she knows who the father is based on the way the baby was holding its hands in the ultrasound picture. Long story short, everyone thinks she's crazy and that she really needs to get a DNA test done for the sake of the child knowing who their father is. But that is where episode 7 of Joseline's Cabaret ends. So now let's get into the juiciest episode of the season, episode 8. And so I'm just gonna go over the exciting parts and kind of forget about the boring ones, because let's be honest, we all want to get to the fight. So at the start of the episode, T-Love is talking to Egypt, and she's telling her how she surprisingly reconciled with Wet in private. And then T-Love asks Egypt if she would ever make up with Daisy, and she's like, nah, I don't care. But then Daisy makes her grand return to the house. Lucky is the first person to welcome Daisy back into the house, and so they go into Daisy's room and they have a little one-on-one session about what happened. And Daisy explains everything to Lucky, but she says she is still not finished with Egypt and she wants to get her lick back. But Lucky's like, no, that's totally a bad idea because we're here to work, essentially. And then in the next scene, Precious, Spin, and Holiday are talking about last night's game night. And then Precious asks Holiday how come she didn't drink during the group event. Holiday confesses that she's been laying off alcohol because she indeed does have a problem. And then she goes into telling the story about how she was leaving the club one day and she was inebriated and speeding on the way to her ex's house to try and rekindle things. As she was driving, she thought she hit a light pole, but it actually turned out to be a person, and unfortunately they didn't make it. And once she found out this information, she decided to be responsible, step up, and handle her business in court. And after years of rehabilitation and community service, she can finally say, yes, I did have a drinking problem, but I'm going to use my past faults to better other people so they don't make the same mistakes I did. So the other girls, Danny, Miss Natural, Andrea, and Yummy, get to Miami and they're practicing with Joseline and her choreographer. And you would think they'd have this easy dance down packed, but they're still messing up on simple steps, so it's probably just a matter of nerves at this point. Even when the girls get to the arena, they're still doing last minute practicing with Ricardo right before they hop on stage. It's showtime and the girls finally get on stage. They're doing their thing and all their efforts are paying off. And after the performance, everyone is in high spirits, they're all smiles, but Yummy and Joseline notice that Big Legs, who they have beef with, is in the audience watching them. Yummy gets promoted to Cabaret dance captain, but shortly after that, a fight in the arena breaks out, and then it spills backstage. I have no idea why Big Lex and her team were allowed backstage, but eventually she caught up with Joseline, and Joseline beat her up, of course. I mean, that woman can fight. And this fight is just so outrageous that Zeus put out a statement saying the only footage they have of it is from a cell phone. And there are so many rumors as to why this fight started. I heard that Big Lex was talking crap about Joseline online for months. Apparently she called Joseline a crackhead, and that probably struck a nerve because everyone knows that Joseline has had a powder problem, and a couple episodes back she admitted to performing for the first time without any substance use. But this episode is just so chaotic. You got Melissa over here with a bloody nose because apparently someone struck her in the face with a high heel. You got Danny over in the corner limping because she has a broken leg. And then you have Ballistic completely yelling at Melissa, telling her not to let Joseline through the doors so she doesn't get her hands on Big Lex again. And of course, Melissa can't hold Joseline back anyway because number one, Joseline is tall, she's strong, she's built, and number two, Melissa is concerned about fixing that bloody nose of hers, and so her hands are occupied anyway. And after they let Joseline go through the door, she gets into an argument with police saying that he touched her, he put his hands in her face, and she completely goes off to the point where Ballistic has to hold her back. And he looks like he's struggling. And that is where the episode ends. But part 2 of the craziness is next week, and I can't wait to tune into that. But once again, thank you guys for watching my video. I am so appreciative of my new subscribers and my returning subscribers. And all the support means everything to me. So make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.